Frederick William is considered one of the greatest leaders in German history, even in the eyes and voice of Frederick the Great, King of Prussia. He continued the Calvinist faith during his reign and saw how important trade and commerce was when the commercial class was rising. Frederick William was born in Berlin in a time where Germany was in turmoil and chaos. He inherited from his father the duchies of Cleves, Mark, and Prussia, and the Margravate of Brandenburg, and spent part of his youth in the Netherlands, studying under Frederick Henry, Prince of Orange, at Leiden University. Frederick desired the hand of the Queen of Sweden, Christina, but this never came to fruition. From the devastation of the 30 Years' War, the new Elector Frederick, after the passing of his father in 1640, George William, rebuilt much of Prussia with French subsidies, and due to the Second Northern War of 1655 to 1660, the treaty signed at Lübbenau, Weylau, Bromberg, and Oliva thereafter, Frederick attained independence from the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth for his first Margravate. Frederick set about fortifying his army in case of an attack from rising Sweden or France. The former invaded in 1672 from Swedish Pomerania, and Frederick sided with the Dutch to protect maritime interests in the Baltic Sea. He fought simultaneously against the French in 1673, only to sign the Treaty of Vossens June. He later rejoined the fight against the French in 1674, but his war with Sweden kept him preoccupied. He invaded Swedish Pomerania and conquered it, only to return it back to Sweden by the 1679 Treaty of St. Germain-en-Laye. The King of Sweden, in the course of the Scandinavian War, which engulfed parts of modern Sweden and Denmark, invaded with 11,000 to 12,000 men, only to return with 7,000 men back to Swedish Pomerania. Frederick William was also religiously tolerant, which he allowed French Protestants to settle in his dominion through the Edict of Potsdam. A great and heroic surprise victory was achieved against the Swedish at Fort Bellin in 1672, along with the Great Sleigh Drive that defeated an invading Swedish force in the Ducal East Prussia in 1678. Furthermore, you can see the idea of Auftragsslutik, which permits rapid mobility to defeat an opponent in a specified amount of time. With the help of Joachim Friedrich von Blumenthal, Elector founded the Brandenburg Prussian Army. A Prussian engineer named Johann Gregor Membrand helped erect the fortress in Berlin, complete in 1683, only to be dismantled in 1740. Canals and riverways from Brandenburg to East Prussia were also constructed by architects like Georg Steinke, and they are all still used. Controversially, Benjamin Roll, a Dutch merchant and privateer, encouraged Frederick William to found the Brandenburg African Company and model that of the Dutch East India Company. During its existence, the Prussians captured and transported 17,000 to 30,000 enslaved Africans to the Americas until the company was disbanded in 1721, and the small West African colony, the Brandenburg Gold Coast, was sold to the Dutch the same year. Frederick betrothed the Mary Louise Henriette of Nassau to solve the dilemma of the Juliet Berg crisis of 1614. His two other wives, Sophie Dorothea Holstein-Sonenberg, Glucksburg, and Sophie Hedwig of Saxon-Limburg, proved to be expert advisors in the pragmatic style and accompanying him on his military campaigns. Frederick died in 1688 of unknown causes, and he was the last of Prussia's prince-electors, and in 1701, ultimately, the kingdom in Prussia was born. Thanks to the vigorous and tireless efforts of Frederick William of Prussia, Frederick William, the Great Elector of Prussia, Prussia became a major military power. In 1740, Frederick the Great made it a world power.